Have you ever wondered what it feels like when the very pillars of your team show cracks in the foundation? Can you imagine the ripple effect when three of our most trusted Lions suddenly find themselves battling physical setbacks just as the season looms? Could this spell trouble for Detroit's title aspiration, or might it forge an even deeper resolve within the locker room? Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, your go-to source for every thrilling twist in Honolulu Blue End. If you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe so you never miss a beat on all things Detroit. Today, we're diving into the latest buzz swirling around three key Lions stars: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Jack Campbell. The offseason hasn't been all sunshine and high fives. Instead, it's been a delicate dance of rehab, schedules, strategic rest, and whispered upgrades that keep us on edge. First up, our shining receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown skipped voluntary OTA letters after undergoing a cleanup knee procedure. While he insists this was merely preventative maintenance and doesn't expect to miss training camp, the image of St. Brown working one-on-one with trainers on the sidelines has fans asking, is he really all the way back, or is the team hiding a deeper knee concern? Then there's Malcolm Rodriguez, the linebacker whose torn ACL on Thanksgiving night sent shockwaves through Ford Field. Coach Dan Campbell's recent comments pegged Rodriguez's comeback for November, meaning he could miss the first third of the season and forced the Lions to lean heavily on depth at the second level. But what if Rodriguez surprises everyone and returns earlier? Could an accelerated rehab put him closer to a Week 6 return, igniting the defense just when it needs a spark? Or might a setback in his timeline force Detroit to scramble for cross-training options to fill the void? And let's not overlook Jack Campbell, the cerebral middle linebacker. Campbell had an offseason procedure that kept him out of most team drills, yet reports indicate he's been doing everything permitted: film study, walkthroughs, and strength work with an eye toward being at full tilt by camp. Some insiders even suggest he could don the green dot if veteran Alex Anzalone holds out, making Campbell the on-field defensive quarterback from day one. But here's the twist. Is the limited action a sign of caution, or is the team strategically managing his workload to unleash him at peak performance? The timing couldn't be more critical. Detroit's season opening schedule features high-octane offenses that could exploit any soft spots in our lineup. If St. Brown isn't 100%, or if Rodriguez and Campbell take extra time to ramp up, the Lions might struggle to establish identity in those early contests. On the flip side, a fully healthy trio storming back could elevate this defense to elite status, giving the secondary the breathing room to lock down opponents deep. Fans are already theorizing, could St. Brown's mid-camp shock return send a jolt through the offense? Might Rodriguez's November homecoming coincide with a key NFC North showdown, turning the tide at a pivotal season juncture? Whispers from the practice bubble hint at late-night meetings between Campbell and the medical staff, poring over biomechanics data and strength and conditioning logs. Could this meticulous approach mean Detroit will unveil staggered return dates designed to maximize each player's impact? Or is it merely a smokescreen to manage external expectations? One thing's certain: every day without a clear update fuels speculation and keeps the narrative alive. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss an update. Now, let's unravel what comes next in this roller coaster of injury drama. As we inch closer to training camp, whispers are growing louder that Amon-Ra St. Brown could make a surprise return to on-field drills as early as the first week of August. Could this mid-camp comeback electrify the offense and give Jared Goff a vital weapon in preseason tune-ups? Some insiders suggest the Lions may even limit his practice reps initially, allowing him to ease back in without overtaxing that freshly cleaned-up knee. If this cautious approach keeps St. Brown firing at 100%, it might transform our passing game into one of the league's most dynamic duos. Imagine the mismatches when he pairs with Jameson Williams down the sideline. Meanwhile, Malcolm Rodriguez's road back from that Thanksgiving ACL tear seems to be on a carefully monitored timeline. Detroit's training staff reportedly set a target of late October for his return to full contact sessions, positioning him perfectly for a potential weekend home debut under those Friday night lights. But what if Rodriguez actually pushes through his rehab benchmarks faster than anticipated? If he begins red zone drills in mid-September, could he become the spark this defense desperately needs against high-scoring opponents? On the flip side, any slight setback could mean inserting a rookie or depth linebacker into critical roles. One Misstep there and early division games could slip away. And then there's Jack Campbell, whose off-season procedure was described by Coach Campbell as minor, but necessary. It kept him away from full-team workouts. Rumor has it that Jack's been engaging in stealth sessions, with the defensive coach's solo walkthroughs, film breakdowns, even mental reps on the headset to maintain the on-field quarterbacking edge. Could this intellectual mastery of the playbook compensate for any lost reps? Imagine Jack stepping into Madden-like precision, calling audibles and adjustments with veteran poise from day one at camp. If he really emerges as the defensive signal caller without missing a beat, it could silence anyone questioning the depth at middle linebacker. Of course, the domino effect of these staggered returns can't be understated. If, say, Brown and Rodriguez return in different waves, the Lions front office might stagger their official announcements to keep media cycles buzzing and ticket sales pumping. Picture a July press conference unveiling St. Brown's first padded practice, followed by a late August reveal of Rodriguez back in the full gear, each moment engineered to maintain hype. Yet, that very strategy carries risk. Too many announcements could heighten fan anxiety if any timeline shifts. Could Detroit's PR team masterfully balance this narrative? Or will conflicting reports muddy the water and create unwarranted panic? Stepping back, consider the statistical impact. Amon-Ra's target share last season ranked top 5 among all receivers, and his pro football focused grade hovered near elite territory. Without him, the offense saw a dip in third down conversions. Rodriguez, meanwhile, was on pace for his best season. He led the team in tackles before injury and excelled in run defense. His absence forced other linebackers into starting roles, and though they performed admirably, none matched his sideline-to-sideline range. Campbell's leadership grade also suffered in his absence, leading to communication breakdowns early in games. Restoring all three to full strength could push Detroit into the conversation as one of the NFL's most balanced and dangerous units on both sides of the ball. But let's speculate wildly for a moment. What if St. Brown returns at 90%, but that extra 10% of caution actually makes him more elusive, preventing him from running routes that exacerbate knee stress? Or if Rodriguez's rehab includes new regenerative therapies that accelerate his healing beyond standard timetables? And what if Campbell's strategic red zone mastery becomes the X factor that turns tight games in our favor? Could this trifecta of strategic comebacks propel the Lions to the playoffs? For the first time in a decade, the possibilities are tantalizing. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe Detroit's cautious choreography of return dates will maximize each player's impact, or is the front office playing politics with our patience? Which of these three stories are you most excited or anxious to follow once pads hit the grass? Drop your predictions and hot takes in the comments below. I can't wait to see Lions country light up with your passion. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Detroit's injury saga, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of our insider analysis and speculative rumor sessions. Thanks for watching, and roar on until next time.